Hello, I'm Jason the Wizard, and I am here with Jonathan Eris. And Jonathan is a tarot spellcaster,
I am.
amongst many other things in life as well,
Yes.
from real estate to, uh, did you say you were doing a yoga class online?
Oh no, that's just something I started because like we have so much time on our hands. I'm doing yoga, which is a good precursor to meditation, which is something that you need for tarot spells in order to
Yeah.
obtain the visualization. So I'm just starting yoga. It's pretty intense, but it's nice. It makes. I've never like I never thought my body would move and stretch in certain ways that I would never thought that I can do. So yeah, there's a lot of things I thought I would never do. Like with regard to tarot, that's just like something that was like off limits, and then I thought it was like really scary. And I had my first session in 2016, and I just saw the cards, and I was just freaked out. But after the session, I felt a sense of reprieve. And then my whole life, my background is, the medical field. I did pre-med for 4 years, and I was about to go to, med school, but it wasn't for me. But I did work in the hospital, and then I worked in the pharmacy, and then it wasn't for me. I didn't want to work a 9 to 5, so I took real estate classes, and then I got my real estate license. I passed this year, alongside with doing tarot because I've been learning for a year. And then with regard to tarot, getting out of the tarot closet, it wasn't a big deal because everyone on Instagram is already doing it. They're already doing daily polls. Like the Leo King is already doing astrology, and then you have prominent tarot readers that are, uh, just showcasing what they have and giving collective messages that really uplift people. So coming out of the tarot closet wasn't a big deal. What is a big deal was tarot spells, because that's just like not really conventional. No one's really doing it. I saw
Yeah.
people online that are doing it, but like they're so under the radar. They're like they provide it, but they just don't show themselves because like it's just not something that's prominent. But the website that I worked for when I started doing tarot, there's just hundreds of tarot readers. So I was like, how am I going to set myself apart? Because there's people that have done, over 10,000 readings. And here I am with my 200 or 300 readings. How are people going to come to me? For sure, I have an Instagram and I can have people come to me that way.
Yeah.
But there's just a handful of spellcasters. And then I have the tarot spells book from the Welland, and then that really helped. And then I started, aside from readings, I started doing tarot spells. And then, okay, so I did the spells, and then I didn't have confidence, so I was about to pull the plug until people gave me feedback. They're saying, thank you so much. My life is turning around. Things are happening, like how it's supposed to be, in divine timing, fruition. I'm forever grateful. And then I have some that are like, oh, the protection spell, how do I know that it's working? It's that they're seeing more angelic numbers, repeating numbers in their dreams, and they can feel the sense, and they feel a sense of ease. So if it wasn't for the feedback, I would have pulled the plug on, spell casting, because like people already think like tarot is hogwash, and then so how much
What?
more?
What? Who thinks that?
Okay, so like my
Bring
sphere
him
of
to me. I'll teach him a thing or two.
so like before this, my sphere of influence is like very religious people, very conservative, Bakersfield. And then if they're not, they're skeptics. And then so I'm just doing
Sure.
my own thing. So for me to find a spiritual community that's like that embraces everything, it's really nice. And I discovered Enchanted Cottage here in Bakersfield because there's not really, aside from that, there's really nothing more. So I frequent that place. I attend the weekly meditations as much as I can. And
Hmm.
then that was really a good resource for me to, expand my knowledge and really dig deep into my studies.
Yeah, yeah. Enchanted Cottage is a magical place for sure. I've
It really
been
is.
a part of that community for many years, reading at the Mystic Fairs, which is postponed this year. Usually it's in
Okay.
May, but hopefully it'll be like July when it cools off a little bit in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
July, right?
Yes.
Was it like
So
100 million degrees in the summertime?
hopefully it kills, if hopefully it kills the virus.
And hopefully it doesn't kill us too. Just being
For
sitting
sure.
outside and all in
Yeah.
the heat. But no, I would gladly like just exchange that to, like be back in a community, right, where we can actually
Mm.
see people and all. But wonderful community there at Enchanted Cottage. And as far as I do have to mention this because um, nothing or everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. It's like we were
Absolutely.
talking before we were recording the interview, and you had the tower card
I did.
behind you.
I did, and I was talking about cosmic, how I feel about it. It's a cosmic reboot, and then how like after a reboot, it becomes smooth and like efficient, and then suddenly like okay, so then your computer crashed for the first. Well, you've been doing. I've seen you doing interviews with people that are prominent within their line of work, and then this is the first time that your computer went boink after the tower
It
card.
is
But
the first
yeah,
time, but you were talking about the tower card, and
yeah.
my computer crashed,
So well,
and we
I
lost
changed it.
everything.
I changed it. So we have the Wheel of Fortune right here. So I changed it. So hopefully that turns things around.
Very fortuitous to have the Wheel of Fortune. Um,
Yes.
but as far as looking at the times that we live in, where we're in the middle of this COVID crisis, we're essentially locked down into our own private spaces.
Mm.
um, there is this earthquake that's going on that
Yeah.
is
Definitely.
a great change. And I've been seeing it as an opportunity for light workers, people who are healers, who look to be of service to others, to help others, to stand in their power,
It is.
to not shy away and go into a place of fear. It's like, well, what if that happens? Then what if that happens? And
Absolutely.
where one can make themselves very fearful and open to negative energies that can really just be exponential as well. As far as you're someone who looks to help others, and through spell casting, through the tarot, these are ways for people to help them in their lives. How is it that you're able to are you using this for yourself too during this time to strengthen yourself, to put yourself more out there in the world, make yourself available to more people?
Absolutely, because the precursor to this is meditation. In order to maintain your composure, because you don't want to be all over the place, you don't want to have ruminating thoughts about what's going to happen, and you don't want to have like negative thoughts before you know you do a spell. So it's all about the meditation because a lot of the spells have meditation and visualizing each aspect of what you want to manifest. And if people want, they want comfort or they want protection or they want a sense of ease, then I go ahead and, the tarot spells by Llewellyn has a lot of those. And with other aspects of life, it gives the people a sense of ease, and that's based on feedback. Like I don't know, like they say, when is it going to work? And I don't know when it's going to work. It's divine timing, right? And so it's like planting seeds in the garden. You just have to tend to it sometimes, but you don't really focus on the outcome. You focus on the outcome so much, it's not going to manifest because you're coming from a place of want and lack, and as per the law of attraction, that's what you're going to get. So
Hmm.
I implore my clients after the spell casting to just relax and then just let it manifest. And then they want a timeline. They want a timeline. When is this going to work? So I can't give them a timeline, but based upon observation and clients telling me, it's like 2 months, it starts to gain momentum, and then 1 month you start seeing results. So that's the reason why I'm still continuing this, because I am getting feedback that it does work. So otherwise, I would have pulled the plug.
That aspect of people who let's say someone is looking for a relationship in their life.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
there's
and if they're coming to you and say, hey, bring me someone, it's like, okay, but it's like the work that one does on themselves is making themselves a good partner to be in
mhm,
relationship.
Hmm.
is to be aware of their own needs, what it is that they bring to a relationship.
Hmm.
Um, because it's a partnership. When it's like a romantic relationship, it's a partnership, and each person brings different qualities to it, and hopefully, right, it's complementary,
It is complicated, yeah. But
right?
sometimes it's not. It's sometimes it's not that route. I have clients that they're attracting the wrong people. They're attracting like people that like that are just they're like the Knight of Cups in reverse. It's just like people that that aren't there to stay. People that have like interior motives, whether it be like just for lust or things of that nature, and then they leave, or they're wanting something else aside from developing a true, deep, substantial love connection. So I will go ahead and cast a spell for them to find true love, someone that they're on the same page, someone that they can grow together spiritually. They can grow together, with their journey of like body, mind, and soul. So I go ahead and cast a spell for that, as opposed to like a specific person. I mean, there is one there for a specific person, but there's a lot of spells in here that I omit, that I don't, that I don't provide to clients because, like, it's just it doesn't resonate with me. But I'll go ahead and cast something that works for their higher purpose, as opposed to just like, oh, I want this specific person. Can I do it? Yes. Am I going to do it? No.
How many times is there someone who's like, I need this person in my life, I bring this person, this exact person, right? And then it's like they have that person, and then it's like, they're the wrong person. I don't want them.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on that specific person, it's about the qualities. And again, looking for the complementary energies, the partnerships that bring you that which qualities that maybe you don't possess yourself, that
Mhm.
because the two of you together, it's like the sum total adds up to more than if you're just single, where
Mhm.
there's a benefit to it, and where there is this holistic uh, integration of your spiritual life with this person, your physical life with the person, the day-to-day stuff, where it's not just like a big magical adventure. I mean, not that it can't be that, right? But it's like
Mhm.
getting along on a day-to-day manner, where it's not just all this drama that one creates, and because that can wipe you out in a
It,
relationship
re-
if there's too much
it
drama.
really is. Too much drama, and then you have to like balance it out, because it's all about creating an energy that's like making it harmonious. You want harmony. You don't want drama. You don't want strife. You just want something that's peace, love, tranquility, and then something that's really balanced. People
Yeah,
need balance.
yeah.
uh,
And what brought you to this work,
what brought me to
Jonathan?
this work was just literally curiosity, because I never would have thought that I would even own, tarot cards, much
Hmm.
less be a reader, much less be a spellcaster. So what brought me into this was literally just curiosity, irrespective of the people that I'm with, which is like, they think this stuff is like of the devil, which I don't really care. It's not. So I just did my own thing, and I started with, just pulling cards every day and just writing about it, because I would get like I like writing, and so I would use it for as a mode to get ideas for writing, and then I would use my Instagram as my journal as opposed to writing it down. And then I would get feedback saying, I love your collective readings, and I'm like, I'm new to this. I was like, what's a collective? So and then things of that nature. So I would pull cards, and then I would do like just a good message about it, just a positive, like uplifting message, and it resonated with a lot of people that are tarot readers and things of that nature. So I started, taking it more seriously, and then I started, getting books on, of how to, really dive deep and to really understand the cards on a deeper level, as opposed to just the definitions, applying it to my life journey, and then, just expanding my knowledge upon it. And from there, I'm able to read for clients. And then when I'm able to read for clients, That's where the spell casting came about, because I had to set myself apart from the website, so I offered it. So it's just like it works harmoniously together. So when I do the readings, there's like certain aspects of their life that need a little bit of sprucing up, and then with spellcasting, I am able to help in that regard to balance things out, making it in harmony, and then um, it's really gratifying that when people give me good feedback, they book sessions just to thank me, and I really appreciate it. I never thought in this point in my life that I would be doing this kind of work, given that I'm no longer working a 9 to 5. I started real estate, although this pandemic is going on. I am diving into materials like a master class. I got a book, Sell It Like Sirhan. And then at the same time, I'm still learning tarot. And you know what? I even, someone hit me up on, Facebook for me to mentor them. And I'm going ahead and mentoring them, because to learn the best way to learn and take in what you've learned is to teach others. That's like, my chemistry teacher told me that. So you study, 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 but the best way to really digest that would be to teach someone. So I did take on, an apprentice, someone that loves tarot, someone that does spell casting, which works for her for getting jobs, and then candle magic. And I gave her an assignment where get all of the cards and write your own personal experience with regard to how each card, how it affects your life, like the Ten of Swords in reverse. How does that affect your life? Give me a story, write a journal, so you can
Mhm.
connect it on a deeper level. And then once you're done with that assignment, we'll go ahead and do 3 card spreads, past, present, and future. So it's baby steps to get where you want to read for clients and actually help people out. So in that sense, I did take on an apprentice, even though I'm still learning myself. So because I want to learn, the best way to learn is to teach what you have learned. So that's what I'm doing.
I
And within this
completely
one year,
agree.
and then I guess I can say that within this one year of my tarot journey, I've accomplished a lot. I mean, you've seen my reviews.
Yeah.
It's really expanded, and then it's just like one year. So like I'm thinking like how much more for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Like where's this going to progress? So I'm just really excited about that, and I'm just diving into the information and diving into broadening my horizons with regard to spirituality. When I was in a religion that's structured, I didn't really. It was like really constricting. I
Hmm.
didn't really have space to move. I had to go by these guidelines. I was always in fear because, like, oh, I did this wrong, and then now I have to repent, and then things of that nature. But we went with that axiom, like you and Candice have stated, that as above, so below, so within, so without. So with that ideology, it really helps me to understand things on a deeper level of how everything has a duality. There's not really, in a sense, good or bad, light or dark. It's all relative. So that's how I learned about it, and then that's how I go about things, and that's how I have my own little stream, like my own setup, and that's how I help people out.
Yeah, I completely agree about, when, when someone comes to you and they do ask if, you can share your knowledge, what it is that you've learned so far. It's like,
So far.
I find that, I'm still a student of the tarot.
Mhm.
I'm still learning. I'm still
Mhm.
learning that connection between the tarot and my own higher self. You know
Absolutely.
that it, because it's a relationship, and the more that I put myself out there into the world in various, if it's a workshop, if it's this, now it's like my digital self, my online self,
We
just
have
putting it
to.
out
Yeah,
there,
we have to.
just trusting, and that relationship, like, will blossom, it will grow, it will reveal the next layers, and especially of one's progress. It's like, if you had asked me uh 4 years ago, like, I've been on this tarot journey for about 8 years, about eight years of
8 years.
reading for people in a very consistent manner. um if you had said, just a few years ago, it's like, well, you're going to be a teacher, or you're going to host a radio show, or you're going to do online blogs, video blogs about it. You're going to be a presence of it. And I'd be like, well, I don't really see that. I'm
Right.
I'm just happy, just the back and forth with reading people, you know. But at every turn, there can be an opportunity that opens up, and it's like being able to step into that opportunity in that moment is one of allowing for your relationship to grow,
Mhm.
your own intuition to expand, to grow, and to set an example too for others, who are who are looking to see, what is it, where is it going to go for me, how can I move forward in this as well, and to be in a I see it as like a spiritual practitioner. It's like,
Mhm.
what you've experienced as far as with your like your own like religious upbringing and all that. Those aren't wasted years, right?
No, 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 no.
They're very informative, and they, if anything else, they let you know that spirituality is a discipline,
It really is.
you know, and it's about being in sync with that discipline, about, if the doctrine, if the uh, what you're supposed to believe and all that, if it resonates with you, then be that person. If it doesn't, it's like, find that which resonates with you, but activate it, be that person, so that the what you're what you're talking about, that is in sync with your actions, how it is that you believe, making sure that it's in sync with your actions, because when it's
Absolutely.
not, that's when you start to create a lot of disharmony within yourself.
Yeah, that's when
um
you become like a hot mess right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and we see a lot of hot messes,
we
because
really
of
do.
the nature of the work. And that doesn't come from a place of judgment, in that, it's like, where it's uh where, if anyone is in that place of not being in sync with themselves, it's like, you know come and talk to us, so that we can help, put you into an alignment within yourself. You do the heavy lifting,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
us being on the outside of it, we're able to see things pretty clearly, and feel things very clearly, because of the empathic energies, um, and the things that we are part of our own discipline, and as far as like being able to see clearly, other people's paths, and to make sure that they're getting their act together, getting it together. um, like, I want to say, like, any advice, I guess, for people at this time, as far as like the balance of activity at this time, if people are locked down. It's like, I mean, it sounds like you're looking to balance it out with yoga, with doing your readings for others,
Yeah,
instead of just like, binge watching Netflix, right, and going out and drinking beer, and I mean, this is, we're I think it's a time that we have to invest in ourselves.
absolutely.
Any advice that you have, Jonathan? Is anything helpful for
Right
people?
now, it's all about self improvement, and I really like when I saw the interview with you and Candice, the hermitude. Remember the hermitude, getting in that mode. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's about like, okay, so it's about like learning about yourself, self improvement, and just making sure that, with regard to what's going on, don't be so stressed out about it. Don't feel like a sense of isolation. Don't have that perspective. Have that perspective of, okay, now I have all this time for self improvement with regard to body, mind, and soul. What should I do? Should I do some shadow work? Should I do meditation? Should I rekindle with people from the past. This is an excellent opportunity to, to reconnect with people, whether it just be FaceTime or Facebook Messenger, and just say hi. It's all about, like, reconnecting, and people, it's all about love, and people, coming together in a way that's like not conventional. I know we're all separated but together kind of deal. So we're all in this together,
Yeah.
and then we're just, just waiting it out, waiting up the storm. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and when the storm passes, is it about going back to the norm? Going
Mm-hmm.
back to a normal state, or you have something to
It's
say
yeah,
on that?
it's about like leaving everything behind, everything that no longer serves you, because
Yeah,
during this time of self-reflection, you figure out things that no longer serve you, people that no longer, benefit your higher interest, and then you leave that old person behind. So this is a part of, renewal, awakening, just like metamorphosis from a caterpillar to a butterfly, things that you've never, like, things that you've never known that you will be able to do. Just like diving into certain, new endeavors that you never thought that you would be able to, explore. This is the time to, like, for self-discovery and just trying new things out. Because once this is over, it's going to feel a sense of empowerment, and you're going to feel a sense of, like, um, self-satisfaction with regard to the things that you have learned, and carrying it forth after this. And it will make you a stronger person, because, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I feel like this is going to be like a situation where it's going to not only help yourself, but you'll gain that power to help more people out.
yeah, and my wish for you, Jonathan, is that you become more empowered in your identity as the tarot spellcaster, and that your reach is wider, through the online, and and that you stand in that power, or that
Absolutely.
identity, just more and more, and to be of greater service to the planet. And I think that you know we will need, uh, as a collective, that word again, right?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
We will need, guidance, wisdom, and kind of a different way of approaching things too, so that we don't just slip back into a place where we crave like a normalcy, um, or what was kind of went before, but where we're able to, keep going to the next level, to the
Yes.
next level, to the next level, and not like
Elevating.
hunker down so much, so like it's like we feel like, no, we have to, go backwards, and we have to, like, be in a certain mind space, especially, within our spirituality, and and how it is that we open up to our own intuition, and in these areas where we trust ourselves as individuals too,
Mm,
because we're the ones who are hunkering down here, right? We're the ones who are in our homes, in our spaces, and to
mm,
be able to create sacred space, to be able to create this sanctuary for ourselves, where
absolutely.
we invest in ourselves. How can people find you,
People can
Jonathan?
find me on Instagram, Mr. Golden Star, MR, and then Golden Star. And then within that, there's a link for Zodiac Psychics, Mr. Golden Star again. And I provide services there. So you can reach me there. And I'm there. You can see my work, my collective readings. And then during this time, I am going to make the effort to do more daily, collective readings. And they can reach me there. And I'm here to help.
Thank you for talking with me today.
Absolutely.
I totally appreciate it, and I recognize you as someone who is like, uh, becoming more and more, um, like a presence out there in the world. So, continued
Thank you.
growth for yourself, and um, and I honor the the person who looks to create sacred space with others, and
Absolutely.
and to help others from like a really beautiful place, as far as like, looking for the positive, looking for people to clear obstacles from their life. And I again, I feel that this is like, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for that. So pace yourself. Don't wipe yourself
Yeah.
out.
Little
Recharge,
little by little. Yeah.
refuel, and but dive in, and become the healer that you are called to be.
Absolutely. It's all about self improvement and using this time to really maximize it and really use it to your benefit, as opposed to like wasting your time on Netflix, and just really, growing yourself spiritually, being in tune with your higher self and learning about yourself on a deeper level. It's all about that. It's about like more about completion and just like, you know, coming in terms with a sense of fulfillment, and then having gratitude towards the cosmos, because
Yeah.
that's how you receive things. When you give out gratitude to the cosmos, you get more. When you give, you receive.
Mr. Golden Star on Instagram.
On
Yes.
Instagram. Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you. Have a
Thank
have
you.
a have a blessed day, and we'll talk with you again.
Absolutely. Namaste.
Namaste.